Do you think WWE and WWF went international? Like, do people know what that is? Because
I would like to think so. Because I mean,
I wouldn't.
no, like it's kind of cool.
You think?
You don't like wrestling?
No, I think that was the dumbest thing ever. But I was like a hater of that time. I was a big hater.
I wanted to, but I remember every time I turned on UPN to watch it, my parents would turn it off, and they made me watch something else, like Everyone Loves Raymond. And I'm like, ah.
My parents made me watch PBS. That's like watching a plant grow.
Or
with no
Wallpaper
commentary. Yeah.
Wow. I feel for you, Andre. I don't know, man. I remember as soon as they changed to WWE, though, I was like, no. That just took away the illusion. I don't know. I was a kid. I wanted to believe wrestling was real for a while. It's like, oh my gosh, he actually just kicked his face. I didn't even know that was allowed in wrestling. And I'm like, Mom, can I be on the wrestling team? She's like, absolutely not. You can go to your room and study algebra. I'm like, okay.
Change up a little bit. 12 pool going down, really punishing TT1 for going all this abusive stuff in the beginning stage. He does not want to be piling blocked. Not only that, on Entombed Valley, you kind of normally go a faster spawning pool, because if you do get blocked out over here, well, making your hatchery is so far away. If you're 4-gated, not off of 1 base, off of 2 base. If you're 4-gated off of 2 base, even that is going to be so difficult to stop. So I kind of like Stephano's choice in getting this, but TT1 still.
He's going to go for a Nexus first, Andre.
Oh, my goodness.
Despite scouting a very early pool, TT1, this is so risky. This ramp is so wide. Oh, my goodness. Uh-oh. I don't have a good feeling about this, Andre.
This doesn't feel good.
This was like that moment where I realized they got betrayed in the Matrix, and I was like, no, don't
like
go
this.
through that. Don't go in that one. It's a trap. As soon as he dropped his cell phone in the trash can, I was like, uh-oh.
Not like this. Not like this.
Exactly, man. This is not good. Zerglings are across the map, making their way out. Stephano's also expanding behind this. It's not like he's just going to commit everything. TT1! Is he going to be able to get the cannon in time? He can't even finish the wall off.
He won't get the cannon in time. What he has to do is actually pull probes.
He has to pull probes, you're right.
It's just going to be how much damage do these 4 Zerglings actually deal. Now 2 Zerglings are going to be put down. Feels very uncomfortable, and TT1 sees the bad news. Rut-row Shaggy.
And commence infinite harass, or just feels like infinite harass. And from here, it's not even necessarily that the Zerglings have to kill probes, but look how much mine time is missed. That's basically like if T21 wanted to get a cybernetics core and a gas right after. He can't afford it. Look, he's at 150 minerals barely. He can't afford a gas and a cybernetics core. It's just everything is messed up. His build order is at a time. And Stephano's gotten everything he wants. Meanwhile, he's resuming everything normally. This is awesome, awesome news. Stephano straggling 2 Zerglings in, maybe? No.
Really? Really? Okay, so I have calculated how much minerals were lost in that.
Oh, wow.
There were 13 probes that were offline this whole time. And out of the 13 probes, there was actually 50 seconds long. That should be 13 times 40, which is, oh my gosh, 50. Yeah, 520. Thank you.
I got you, Andre.
520 minerals were lost in that.
That's a lot,
simple 4 Zergling attack.
TT1 has no ability really for a strong 2-base timing. But then again, it's Entombed Valley. He doesn't have to. He can just go for 3rd base, play kind of turtley, let Zerg get up to 4 base, and just go from there. Similar to what he did on Metropolis. Although it is a little bit trickier because Metropolis is more of 2 narrow paths versus Entombed Valley is just 1 giant open plain. So the engagement spots are very different, because part of the reason why I feel like TT1's attack was really good is because a lot of things kind of jumbled up at the right moment. Entombed Valley, you're going to have a widespread arc from both players if they choose to do so. And I think Stephano is awesome on this map regardless of letting Protoss get the 3 base.
Now, one thing I like that TT1 did was he actually went 3 gas instead of 2 gas. The normal is to get only 2 gas, right? But he knows he's so far behind in getting those assimilators up because he actually wasted a ton of time just making sure those Zerglings didn't do any damage. So he gets 3 gases just to make sure he can get not only his tech up, but his upgrades, which are so important. You can see the warp gate and the +1 started at pretty much the same time. And look at this, Frodan. We're going to see Zealot pressure and an expansion directly behind this. Unfortunately, for TT1, Stephano He's going to see everything.
He sees everything, and by everything I mean he sees one geyser, which means
everything, Frodan.
He sees everything.
Everything.
Two zealots making their way across the map, but they know what's over. They know what's over the gourd. They definitely do not want to go over that way.
Gateway.
Cannon. And cannon. Andre, the other day I made like 4 depots, and I swore I made a 5th depot in between 2 of them just to make sure, and there was this one small sliver, and I was helping one of my friends practice, and I was kind of being a little bit lazy, and because of that one sliver, he got 40 lings into my 3rd, and then like because I was focusing everything to 3rd, like it just got so messy.
Why is he making,
I should have lost.
Why is he making that many?
I don't know. That's exactly the reason why. It was one of those situations where I wanted to tell him he only lost because I made a mistake and that he's bad, but I realized I'm bad too for making that mistake. So it's like one of those frustrating things where I can't get mad at him because I shouldn't lose to that either.
It's okay. I still get mad at them.
Look, a lot of Zerglings from Stephano, man. It's like, why do you have that many Zerglings? This is almost the exact same scenario. TT1, he's not blocking his left side. Zerglings can now bust through the bottom half. Uh-oh.
And it's okay. Sentries from the back might actually help this out quite a bit.
The couple of Zerglings are pressuring off.
Yeah, this is good, Frodan. This is good for TT1, that is. But he doesn't cancel. He doesn't cancel. He needs to cancel, Frodan. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Zerglings. These should all be drones, right? Income tab showing 60 to 68. Not really that big of an advantage. I guess
also droning behind, too. It's also slow Zerglings, too.
Yeah.
That's actually what I find the most amusing.
I felt like that was okay for TT1. It wasn't great, but it was okay.
It was aight.
Yeah.
That's like
that's
like between good and okay. It's aight.
With a capital I.
The capital A.
Whatever.
And 2 I's, right? That's it. It's not just A-I-G-H-T. It's aight.
Just like boy.
B-O-I-I-I-I-I-I.
Boy.
Yeah,
we grew up on the East Coast, guys.
I was like, I don't think anyone understands the lingo vernacular we're using. This is like what we used to address each other in Jersey. We don't call each other racial slurs.
Yo, what's up, boy?
Yeah, we don't call each other racial slurs or offensive cuss words. We say boy. What's up, Holmes?
I used to say that a lot.
Right?
Yeah. I used to, and then I realized I had to cast. I didn't want to look like a douchebag.
You realize you need to actually use a little bit proper English in order to address people. TT1 now comfortably on 3 base, starting up Blink as well as Thermal Lance. This is just pretty much signifying that TT1 has to be passed for the next 3 minutes, but that's awesome news for Stephano. More gas, more drones.
Yeah, but TT1 has a wicked push coming in here. Wicked, another East Coast term. What he's going to do is just push with a lot of Colossus, and this is going to come super, super fast. The reason why he's going to push so fast is because his economy is roaring. Income tap showing more harvesters than his opponent. And just now, Stephano getting on his 4th base, not even putting down the extractors. What a critical blow. No, I'm just kidding. But he should have his 7th and 8th gases. I mean, this is really, really important for him to go into that hive tech at a nice time. Really, he wants to get his 5th base by now. But it's just so difficult to do that because that early Zergling harass actually set him behind, you know, maybe 30 seconds to a minute. I would actually say a minute, around there. But at this point, I mean, this push is looking super scary, Frodan. I feel like with a lot of Colossus popping out here in a little bit, he's probably going to push off of 4 or 5 Colossus. I almost feel like Stephano's behind in this situation.
Well, he's got double Robo. He has 1 Colossus out, so he might wait for the 5 mark. I think that would be the key. That's going to give Stephano still about a minute and a half before he can make anything of value. Stephano now starting to get out his Fester, so he should have 2-2 for the imminent push if TT1 choose to go with 5. But now 3 Colossus is still a very good number. And keep in mind, with +2, unless Zerglings have the proper upgrades, Colossus can one-shot Zerglings.
Oh,
That's really, really key.
Frodan, the Spire isn't even up. I didn't even notice that. The Spire is not up for Stephano. And when that happens, you can't rely on Zergling Roach. I mean, if TT1 goes ahead and maxes out here, there's nothing Stephano can do. Absolutely nothing. If he pushes right now, there's nothing Stephano can do about this.
Well, TT1 hasn't been active with his observer, so actually he's been playing this kind of blind, taking a couple of risks here and there, but
yeah,
he just has to position his units correctly. Oh, he's taking the left-hand side, might try to go through the ramp. And just as I say that, he kind of wanders back over to the center of the map.
Now, what he's saying to himself is, I've gotten a really good economy in the beginning. I should have a little bit of an advantage in that production. You can see 15 minutes out into the map. This same push normally comes at 17 minutes, like we saw.
Oh! But Stephano, if he can get a good engagement, Force Field is preventing Infestors from coming any closer, but they do get fungals over everything, and Infested Terrans also flanking from the right side. Colossus doing massive damage to his Zerglings, but Stephano has a great arc over his opponent.
It doesn't matter. There's just the Colossus that are going unhindered in this battle. TT1 getting a massive advantage. No more energy in any of those Infestors. Now remaxing on only Zerglings and Corruptors. And guess what? If there's an engagement directly after this, it doesn't matter because the gateway units are going to take over. All he needs to do from here is get Stalkers and Zealots and really power through because those Zerglings will crash up just to protect the Colossus or the Corruptors. And basically, because there are still 4 Colossus out in the field, the Zerglings die so freaking fast. The 4th base is going to die here. And, oh my god, did TT1 really perform the upset? 90% chose Stephano, and he is looking like he's going to be eliminated in this game.
Things are not looking good. Stephano still has an army, though. Anything can happen. He also has 91 drones, so his economy is still potentially very high up. TT1 does see another hatchery, so he's going to kill 2 of them. While he's trying to do some nice War Prism harass. TT1 is playing phenomenally. And you're right, Andre. I thought Stephano would be able to engage a lot better than that, but with that lack of Aspire really starting to kick Stephano in the butt. He does have 11 Corruptors. Where are they? He's now starting to streamline it towards his opponent's army. Now, if TT1 is careless, Stephano can do magical things because he can get a couple fungals and force the engagement. Corruptors working out the Colossus before they're able to really fully engage, although there's still a lot of DPS. The star count is so high, though, and Stephano has to disengage. He can't really keep fighting like this.
Yeah.
I think TT1 has finally found the moment he can break through. Stephano's bank is non-existent. Before he had lots of resources. Now he doesn't have anything. The Stalkers are pushing him, starting to work directly onto the hatchery count. Stephano, is he really going to take his 3rd loss of the season? This would be unheard of.
TT1, you absolute sicko. You know, if I have to be critical on him at all, it would be not teching to Archons at this point, but he's so far ahead. He has his 4th base established right now. He's just trying to thrust that dagger into his opponent as hard as possible, and he's doing it with what means he has. It's absolutely fantastic. He has Blinkstalker Micro, which is still very powerful when there's such a limited amount of Infestors, and this is going to be the last attack. Frodan, nice blink, just blinking back the units, and letting the Zealots actually tank most of the damage. You're going to see the Roaches just not be enough. Stephano knows this is going to be his last breath.
Yeah, the Roaches are not able to do enough. Stephano has to pull his drones to fight, and the supply count from TT1 is not budging an inch. Stephano losing all of his supply. TT1 about to get revenge for Season 3 of how embarrassingly he lost on maps like Shakur's Plateau. Although Broodlords are now done for Stephano, his economy is in shambles, not really able to produce anything. He has a couple Infestors locking things down with fungal growths, but the stock count is so big. TT1 just has to do one massive blink if he can get into position. And I think Stephano is doing a great job working them down, but there's only 4 Broodlords. TT1 still
Stephano needs a miracle.
Reinforcements.
He needs a miracle. You can see the Broodlings are even being cleared up by Stalkers. How many times does that actually happen, Frodan? It doesn't. Now there's the blink with half of the army taking out all the Broodlords.
That's it. Bravo.
And that's it.
GG. Stephano upset by TT1.
Woo woo.
2-1 map score by Entombed. Salvages this season, now 3-5 in NASL. And you know what? The best part about it is that TT1 told me on Skype, man, he's like, hey man, I want to lay low. I'm not playing my best StarCraft. But hey man, that if you're beating Stephano in this time of year when he should be playing at his peak, it's awesome. Well done. I am very impressed and I'm very happy.
Very nicely done by TT1. You know, he's one of my really good friends. You know this. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I picked Stephano.
So he's one of my... You had to have inside information if you picked TT1 on that one.
He's one of my best friends in the scene, and I'm really proud of him. Right now, I didn't. I picked against him. I'm not like his coach or anything, so it's not like Huangson where I just can't bet against him. But TT1, congratulations to you. You're absolutely fantastic, and I know he watches every single one of his casts that he wins. So good job, Payam.
Oh, I wish Payam was on for an interview. Maybe we can even get his sound guy commercial load up as Payam. I think he's now 3-5. Stephano's now 4-3, which means at best he can fight for a wild card spot. Sen and Finale, no matter what, have first and second locked down because of Stephano's loss, because Stephano was in third place.
But guess what? If Payam lost here, he's out of the league. He's gone. His last match was against Stephano, who 2-0'd him last season. He comes 2-1 Stephano and stays in the North American Star League. We still have a lot more to see him in the NASL Season 5.
Yeah, I'm very happy for Payam. Congratulations. That game and series was brought to you by Stamps.com. Check out nasl.tv/p/stamps for a limited time special offer on hassle-free postage from your PC. Guys, we'll be back with our last series of the day, Sen versus Damaga, as well as the top 10 plays from this past week. I can't wait to see what you prepare for us, Andre. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute.